Now for another turn. We've learnt a lot today. We've learnt how to make a robot move, how to make it turn, change speed, brake. I think it's about time we relax a bit. Let's celebrate with one last robot trick, one that uses all of the skills that we've learnt today. Call it a robot square dance. But first, we need to work out how to make our robot move in a square shape. Imagine you are telling someone how to draw a square. First you would tell them to draw a line, then you would tell them to draw another line of the same length going off at 90 degrees. Once they get to the end of the second line, they once again want to make a 90-degree turn in the same direction as before. So now we can draw our third equal line. Now, once again, we make one final 90-degree turn before drawing our final line, landing us back where we started, a complete square. Much like you, Victor. Thank you! Oh. So there we have it. 4 equal lines and 3 90-degree turns. We already know how to make Eve travel the same distance repeatedly, and we already know how to make Eve do a 90-degree turn. Now all we need to do is combine those actions in order, and I will show all of you kids at home how to do that right now. First begin by opening a new program. Let's call this one Square Dance. Now we want to start with moving Eve in a straight line. Place a steering block onto the start of your command sequence. We know that this block is automatically set to move Eve in a straight line, and currently the power is being supplied equally to both motors, so we don't need to change anything but the number of rotations to decide the size of our square. I'm going to go with 3 rotations. Then the second block we will need is for your 90-degree turn, so let's add a tank motor block. And just like before, we want to set one power option to -75 and the rotations to 1.39, making the perfect 90-degree turn. So there we have our first straight line and our first turn. We now just want to repeat this straight turn pattern 4 times. The 4th turn will bring your Eve right back to the position where he started from. Now we could do this by building a sequence of commands quadruple the length of this one, or there is a far easier and quicker way. We simply use a loop block. You may recall the loop block from the first action we ever taught Eve. So we take the loop block and place it on the sequence. Make sure the loop block is connected to the start of the sequence of commands, or else it will not function. We then place our other motor blocks, the parts of the program we want looped, inside the 2 halves of the loop block. Now we can set the loop block so that the actions that take place within it go on forever, or at least until the batteries run out, as we did in the last episode, or we can limit the loops so the action is only repeated so many times. Now you can see the infinity symbol here in the control option of the loop block. It looks like a number 8 on its side. We want to select that and change it to the amount of times we want to loop the commands. That number of times being 4! Well done! So now you have selected 4 on the loop block, you can now download and run your program. Hit the music as I move! Woo! Young Victor and old Victor! Come on. Let's set one last challenge for the kids at home. I want all of you kids to see if you can make your Everstorm robot square dance backwards. I want you each to pause this video and I want you to see if you can make your Everstorm robot do all the same moves as it did just then, but in reverse. Remember, you can edit both of the blocks inside the loop block. Once you have done this, simply unpause the video and I will show you how we do it back here in the lab. Back with us? Great, I hope it went well. I'm now going to show you how to make your Everstorm robot square dance in reverse. So, if we go to the first steering block and change the speed option to the negative, this will mean that Eve will go backwards instead of forwards when he follows the lines of the square. And if we swap the speed option on the tank motor block, this will mean Eve turns in the opposite direction. Finally, you must switch the order of the action blocks, otherwise the new square will not be drawn in the same place as the old one. And now the program is ready to run again. So let's see Robo Square dancing in reverse. Hit the reverse music as I move. That was very disturbing. Let us never play that music in reverse again. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Magic Made Science and the third part of my LEGO Mindstorms course. I'm Victor Drone, and congratulations on taking another step towards being scientists of the future. I'll see you next time, and remember, keep the robot dream alive!